Now, a year-long pilot to improve accessibility in the dance world will culminate this evening with a special performance in East London. Dance Dosti is the brainchild of Rashmi Becker, who was awarded an MBE for her services to people with disabilities. The programme, which now plans to launch permanently, has helped those with different levels of sight loss to take part in dance for the first time. Rashmi told me more earlier.
Well, I set up Step Change Studios to address the lack of opportunities for disabled people to take part in dance. And then during the pandemic, I became really aware of the disproportionate impact on people from certain ethnic backgrounds, and of course it was hitting disabled people disproportionately. And because I worked with a lot of blind charities, I was also conscious that they weren't very diverse.
Yeah.
So I had conversations with them, and they were keen to reach a more diverse audience. And being South Asian myself, I created a program called Dance Dosti, and Dosti means friendship in different Asian languages. And the program is aimed at people from a South Asian background who are blind or partially sighted.
Yeah. Well, so tell us a little bit about what kind of course they get taken on when they enter into Dance Dosti, because I mean, we've got a picture behind us there, and we've got some clips as well. It's a sort of a baptism of fire in many ways to get yourself out and dancing.
Yes, it's you know, if you're going to do something, you might as well do it properly. So we've been super ambitious. So this program is in partnership with Metro Blind Sport and funded by Vision Foundation, and it's involved 3 parts. The first part, which was during sort of the peak of the pandemic, was all online. So we created over 100 dance workouts in video and audio format and in different languages. So we had Hindi, Bengali, Gujarati and English. And we also had standing and seated forms of dance as well, so for people with different levels of mobility.
Yeah.
And then that was to support a transition really into some face-to-face opportunities. So we've been running pilot programs around parts of London that have higher South Asian populations. So that's been Newham, Tower Hamlets, Brent, Harrow and Ealing. And
it's all culminated in a performance today in Newham. That must be incredibly exciting for them. And as you say, that change in confidence from when they first walked through the door must be huge to do something like this in front of people. Yes,
and I think people can't underestimate the barriers that disabled people and people from, in this case, a South Asian background experience. But you know, race and disability, the amount of stigma that people have talked about, you know, has still been surprising to me, even though I hear lots of stories, but people directly being told you can't join this gym because you're blind, or just feeling like they don't belong. And that's one of the things we've been doing with this program as well. We've been working with the dance and fitness sector to try to improve inclusive practice. That performance took place, that was at the Black Box Theatre at Newham Sixth Form. And there's more info at dancedosti.com if that's of interest.